to a shooting. When officers arrived at the scene, they found a victim suffering from an apparent gunshot wound. It was later revealed it was White who suffered the wound to his ankle, and reports say the entourage tried to enter his private event. Then it was noted a witness went upstairs to get assistance from management to de-escalate the situation and heard 2 gunshots. When they returned downstairs, the 49ers player had been shot in the left leg. So a lot going on. Maurice, what are your thoughts on the situation? Do you have any advice for those type of situations? Because things pop off all the time, but how do you think those situations should be handled?
Yeah, I had a thought on it, and I just don't be thinking like a lot of young guys know, just because you grow up in a different era, you just don't have people who teach you or who guide you. And I don't know, it's all speculation. Of course, little baby's there, they got into an argument, so you'll blame whoever he's with. But I'm speaking to the football players in this regard. In this day and age, man, when you're dealing with egos, popularity, or you argue with anybody, I think even when you arguing with somebody of some stature and you're dealing with the camera era, where everybody has to record everything and everybody has to put everybody on spot, I think all of that stuff just escalates stuff. You know what I mean? And so just having the presence of mind, whether you or somebody you with, just not even put yourself in a situation where you have a confrontation. And I just know that it's people around people who are real popular, because there's people who are around me, that these people will fuck you up just to show loyalty to me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not sure that it's a lot of football players that they'll be in confrontation with people that realize that there's people, like you can argue on the internet, and I'm not saying that this is what happened, but it's me giving an example that like having the presence of mind to say, hey, before this stuff go any further, before I raise my voice, before I get other people involved in it, or not even the person I'm talking to, just people that they love around them involved in it, and you end up in these silly situations, and we have to talk about that. I keep on talking about risk management. It's like some shit just ain't worth it, and there's enough information out here that keeps you out of these situations. So it ain't just about him. It's not saying that either Lil Baby did it or the people he was with did it, but it's for somebody else to learn from it, to say, hey man, you just don't put yourself in a situation because you don't really understand all the factors and the people around the people who you may be arguing with.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think this is a healthy way to have this conversation. When you're playing football, you got to remember you're doing cleans, pause, you're doing pull-ups, you're doing power squats, you're doing everything that make you probably look like a bodyguard or anything else. So when you're running up on normal people, that's really their only method of defense, not taking his side or Little Baby's side or whoever's side, not saying that any of them were there. But when you think of someone like Keion White, he's gonna look like a definite threat, even though it's his party. So you got to keep that in mind when you're running up on people, like we was just talking, even though we was joking about Isaiah Stewart. But that's what happened when people run up on people that are not their size. They,
I ain't saying nothing. I ain't the next nigga getting shot, nigga. I already, you say something now these days, murder. They get mad at everybody. I don't got time for all that, man. I've been shot once. I don't have time to get shot. I don't got nothing to say about none of it. But outside of this situation, I have nothing to say about Keyshawn or Lil Baby. Lil Baby's cool. That's my man. I don't know Keyshawn. So let's move.
Keion White.
Keion. I don't know him, but get better. Let's move them out the way. Mason's right. Yo, bro. Niggas be like, yo, when I see niggas, y'all niggas is in the gym every day doing all type of exercise and everything else. Lil Baby, probably, I don't know. I haven't seen him. I seen him in person once, maybe like 170.
Yeah.
160, a little shorter than me, maybe 5'9". Man, listen, bro. He's not fighting a football player. And Lil Baby, I don't know him that well. Just from his personality, he don't look like he gonna let you try and play him neither. So what's next? What's next? What's next?
Move the option B, man. Because option A is not gonna happen.
Yeah.
And when you think about that, like Mo said, when it's a camera era, this is to anybody. If the camera's on, you almost gotta turn up. Because the camera's on. We just saw that online, you know. Let's get it shaking, you know. The camera's out. Something's supposed to happen. The camera's out.
Yeah.
You know.
No, you're right. Listen. I tell niggas that all the time. You want to, even if it's for niggas, just snuff a nigga and get jumped. At that point, because it looked like you tried to do something.
Yeah.
But it's just in general, and I'm not saying it ain't athlete niggas who not gangster, tough, or whatever else, but you have to realize 9 times out of 10, it's a lot of entertainers that even though they're very talented, make great music and so on and so forth, but they got out of rough situations to where now they're looking at their superstars musically, but they will backtrack to their original origin of their environment, and you're putting their back against the wall because you're an athlete. Mace, look, I really have to say, Mace kind of broke it down perfectly because he looks like a threat. I didn't even Google a picture of Keon. I'm just saying the average athlete. But I was online.
Yeah, defensive line.
Yeah, it was a boxer the other day, right? I don't want to see a picture of him. I'm cool. I was a boxer online, right, the other day, right? And, you know, niggas diss me all the time, murder, this, that, and the third, so I don't be giving a fuck, but he said some slick shit, and he was like, and me and him, I'm not even gonna bring his name, but we resolved this since then. It's actually since Sin resolved it. But the other day, he was like, yo, I guess he didn't like my take on the Shakur fight. Oh, that's what happened, yeah. He's mad like, oh, Kim shouldn't talk about boxing because him and Murder, now they like Shakur, they didn't like him. This, and I'm like, bro, we here to just talk about what we see.
If you look good, we talk good.
Right.
If you look bad, we talk bad.
And that's kind of what I related.
Yeah.
And so he was like, yo, man, y'all niggas on niggas dick. And I'm like, whoa. What's all that about?
Who said that?
The nigga I'm talking about.
Yeah, you're wrong.
And I'm like, yo, you need to watch all that. He's like, yo, stop playing with me. I'll beat you up. This is what he texted me. I looked, I'm like, he live in the Bronx. I said, where you gonna live? Not going back to the Bronx. And then Sin got involved and everything else. But that's what I'm saying. Like, the point is, yeah, you're right. I was 49. I'm not gonna box a boxer who boxes every day for a living. But I'm not gonna let you talk to me crazy and do something to me. A lot of times, and I'm not talking about Mace, myself or Mace. If you see a lot of people walk around like my man, and I'm not saying he'll do anything. I give an example, my man DC, right? He be dolo a lot of times. Shout out to man DC, that's my name. Because he knows if you do something to him,
where it's going.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I be like, yo, man, you good? He be like, nah. He goes, man, got the label. He's like, nah, killer, I'm good. And I seen him running the altercations by himself. And the consequences, they're
dire.
Yeah, they're dire.
That's what I tell niggas. You think I'm by myself. It's going straight to heavy metal. That's exactly where it's going. So, you rock and roll all you want.
Yeah, shout out to my man DC.
But I changed since then. Me and Mo, we got sponsors, killer, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, you get rich enough. What age, this is a question for all of us in the room. What age and what amount of millions do you get that you gotta call the police? What age do you get to at that age? Because I think I'm making enough millions. I might be ready to call the cops on niggas.
You pay taxes.
Yeah. That's my gang. My gang is the police.
Yeah, listen, you pay tax dollars.
If I'm in trouble, I'll use the firearm, but I make enough to call the police now, Kim.
Listen, I'm not knocking it. The thing about it is, right, this is one thing. You say you'll call the police, right?
Mm-hmm.
You not in the room making deals with them. Niggas is out here making deals with niggas. we got footage, tape record. Niggas out here making full-fledged deals. You gotta make a call to get out of the situation. That's cool, man. You ain't asked for a cheeseburger and fries.
They ain't give me a cigarette and a Black and Mild.
Yeah, man. So,
and a Mountain Dew.
Yeah. I get that.
Black and Mild in the mouth.
Yeah,
I get that.
that's what
That's fair.
That's what our CPA asked me, Killer. He was making insurance for us. He said, "How much money do you guys got to make to call the police?" He said, "Ask Cam that."
No, that's a good question. See, this is what I would do. I'm just telling you, right?
Yeah.
Thank God I haven't been in that situation, but if just in case, because you never know. What you got to do is this, right? If you got to call police, I'm going to give you some advice. I've never been in that situation. This is what I would do.
Yeah.
I'd be like, hello. They'd be like, 911, what's the problem? I'd be like, you better come get them before I do
Niggas still sound tough on 911. You better come get these niggas right now.
They gonna put your shit out there before I do something crazy to these niggas. Before I do something crazy to these niggas, you better come get them.
Oh man.
So, that's some advice if need be. Hopefully it won't come to that. Not going
It won't.
Yeah.
It won't.
Yeah.
It won't come to that.
Yeah.
But that's, hey, y'all, straight up.
Oh man.
Last thing I want to add just regarding the situation, because I know articles and social media, as soon as they see something, they're so quick to attach somebody's name to something, which is why I'm super clear on making sure I say allegedly and this was reported, just because people are trying to say this person did this and this person did that. We don't know if this person did this.
Yeah, we don't know if Little Baby did anything. We don't know if Keon. We don't even know if Keon got shot. We was never there.
Not even related.
Yeah.
And social media is just so quick to attach somebody's name to a story to just paint some pictures.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, even though we talked about it from a more general stance, still the question and how I read it, I just want to make that clear. Because
Yeah, but the 49ers does not need another injury.
Oh yeah, no.
That's the sad part. That's what I was thinking about. Like, man, another injury for the 49ers. And anytime an athlete gets shot, they're never the same. I could go through the history of them. People be prominent. They be promising as young up-and-coming talent. But once that happens, it's like even teams sometimes pull away from you because they feel like you're dangerous. So I really hope that this goes well for him. And he recover, have a speedy recovery, and attack the field with aggression.
And another thing from somebody who's been shot, it's better on breaking a bone. If you get nerve damage, it probably never be the same. Like, I can't feel my pinky on my right hand to this day. Like, and I got shot, it'll be 20 years ago this year. So, and I still can't feel my pinky and my ring finger on my right hand because I have nerve damage. Zeke is in the building today. It started raining. He been shot up on his stomach. He like, damn, my whole day is fucked up. So, because of the weather. So sometimes, that's why I'm like, when you're an athlete, you got to take your career into more consideration and say, man, I'm staying the fuck away from that. It's hard when you're younger, I understand that, but getting shot is not always a recovery thing.
Yeah. And something I do want to add too, because I know you're talking about just like being careful and being aware of your surroundings. Sometimes people are put in situations that they're not even aware of. Because I know we were talking about the 49ers, even Ricky Pearsall, like he went shopping and it was an armed robbery and he got shot and he didn't even start an altercation or do anything to warrant that.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Happened to him. Yeah, like it's just kind of also like knowing where you're at too. So.
It's called self-awareness. You actually gotta be aware of your surroundings and aware of yourself, right? So there's certain things that you don't want to handle. You don't put yourself there. It can't happen if you're not there. So this is why you have assistants. This is why you have bodyguards. This is why you have house parties instead of parties on the bottom floor, and somebody's on the higher floor, right? You're still in the same building with these people. If you don't want to be in a building with them, you rent an Airbnb, a multi-million-dollar Airbnb, have security out there. I remember I went to this party Jamie Foxx had, and he put the party on the studio's lot. He made Club Live over in this studio party. I mean, and it was the best party I think I ever been to. It wasn't no crazy stuff going on. All celebrities was there. Was no security guards, and everybody was performing. And it was like, once your song come on, you do 2 of your songs. Every celebrity that was there was performing 2 of their famous records. It was a great time, right? But he had it in a secluded place where no guns could come, no gang members could come. You know, it was just all good people there. So that was a great time. You gotta secure the type of party you want to have if that's the party you want to have.
Real quick question, because you just made me think of something before we move on. When this is actually for you and Cam, when y'all go to an event or like a function or something, and somebody starts playing your song, do you like what is your do you like that, or do you kind of just walk through, like, you know, when people are like, oh, this person's arrived, and they start playing your music on the loudspeaker?
I mean, sometimes it's cool. I hate it when I go in stores and people do that. Right? They'll be playing Post Malone, and then you walk in and they throw your music on. It's so obvious they put it on just because you were there, because that wasn't even the vibe of the store, right? When you go from Pooh Shiesty to Macy's, like, you know, that's a weird transition. You gotta play a few records before you get there. Shout out to Pooh Shiesty.
Right. The Jamie Foxx party that you went to, was Puff there?
Nah.
It was secluded. It was secluded and safe.
Okay, we back at it. Okay.
No, you said it was secluded and safe. I just was like, you performed.
It was on the WB or one of those movie studio lots, and they remade Club Live, and Puff wasn't there, but it was like Denzel, Leonardo DiCaprio, Luda. It was a real cool party. It was like all of the people you think are cool, not all the people you think are creeps.
Yeah.
You gotta be clear these days. So thank you for having my back. You know?
I wanted you to explain.
Yeah. So nobody be like, oh yeah, Mace was at the party.
Yeah.
Not the party.
I did that for you.
Yeah, you're right.
Answer your question, Mace is correct. Like, when it's obvious, it's annoying. Like, I hate that shit. Like, I hate it so much. Like, you know, when you're young, when it first happened, cool, but I just hate when it's mad obvious. Like, when you get in the car and the driver notices you and they be like, and then they throw it on, like, yo, your whole playlist, like, yo, my nigga, it's just me and you in here, pause. I don't need to hear my whole playlist right now. Or like May said, when you go in a restaurant, they change the shit. I really hate it. I really do. If they're already playing it, then cool.
That's smooth. But like putting it on demand as soon as I walk in the building, you're supposed to start performing. Like, you're like, literally, I'm just walking and trying to enjoy myself. But cool. Right. That's a funny answer for y'all, because I never asked y'all that, but I always thought about how that would transpire.
Mace is right. When they do it purposely, it's a
It's a lot.
When you first hear your record, you go crazy. When it's your first time hearing it, I remember I was in the college dorms when I first heard myself on the radio. I was like, oh yeah, I'm out of here.
That's how I feel. Yo, first time I heard my song on the radio ever. First time I heard my song on the radio, I didn't have a baby. I was with my baby mom, and we was in her car. She went to school in Delaware, and I wasn't even in New York. We was in Delaware, but you know they get Philly radio station, and the song I did with DMX came on the radio, Pull It, and she's like, yo, that's you, and I'm like, I'm being the smoothest possible. It's like, yo, this is crazy. I'm like, I'm in the studio. I've been trying to tell you shit about to go up. Or she got out. I was like, yeah. I was dumb hype. Yo, I was dumb hype. I was dumb hype. But she's a gangster, so I had to play cool. But she was hype. I play super duper cool, but that was the first time. I assumed, like, you know how you trying to control yourself on the inside pause? I did the best I could, but when she got out, I almost got out the car and pumped my fists and everything. Word.
Real shit. Okay, y'all. We're going to go to break. When we return, we will discuss All-Star Weekend. Don't go anywhere.
The celebration had only just wrapped up following Super Bowl 60. Confetti still covered the field at Levi's Stadium, while fans, players, and celebrities continued soaking in the excitement surrounding one of the year's biggest sporting spectacles. Yet just hours after the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles completed their matchup, a stunning incident in San Francisco dramatically shifted the atmosphere. What started as an evening filled with parties and celebration suddenly became a terrifying scene involving gunfire. The story quickly dominated major headlines because it brought together the worlds of professional football and hip-hop. The incident centered on San Francisco 49ers defensive lineman Keion White, who was reportedly shot during an exclusive private party. As the news unfolded, reports also connected Grammy-winning rapper Lil Baby to the events that allegedly led up to the shooting. Incidents like this always generate enormous attention online because they involve high-profile figures from different industries. Fans immediately flooded social media with opinions, while recognizable voices from sports, music, and entertainment also entered the conversation. Among them were Harlem rap legends Maze and Cameron, whose responses attracted considerable interest because of their backgrounds in both the music industry and street culture. The shooting occurred on February 9th, 2026, shortly after the Super Bowl celebrations. San Francisco was crowded with athletes, celebrities, and affluent visitors who had traveled to the Bay Area for the massive weekend. One of the numerous after-parties was a private gathering reportedly hosted by Keion White at Gia, a lounge located on Mission Street in San Francisco. Although White was not as widely known as several of his teammates, he had been steadily building a strong reputation throughout the NFL. The 49ers acquired him from the New England Patriots in a trade during October 2025. As a former second-round draft pick, he was considered an important piece of the team's defensive line, especially while star pass rusher Nick Bosa was recovering from injuries. White appeared to have a bright future ahead, and the party was meant to provide an opportunity to unwind and celebrate after a demanding football season. According to reports from the San Francisco Standard, later confirmed by outlets including USA Today and the New York Post, the atmosphere shifted when Lil Baby and members of his entourage reportedly attempted to enter the private event. The exact exchange of the entrance has never been publicly disclosed, but witnesses reportedly told police that a heated argument erupted between White and the rapper. One witness allegedly became worried about the escalating tension and went upstairs to ask management to intervene before the disagreement intensified further. Sadly, before anyone managed to defuse the situation, gunshots suddenly rang throughout the lounge. 2 shots were reportedly fired, triggering panic among everyone inside. When people hurried back downstairs, they found that Keion White had suffered a gunshot wound to his ankle. In that instant, confusion swept throughout the club as guests desperately tried to figure out exactly what had taken place. Investigators later confirmed that White had been wounded by gunfire, but they did not identify whoever fired the shots. At the time those reports were released, police had not named any suspects or announced any arrests. Although Lil Baby was never charged with crime, his reported dispute with White placed him at the center of widespread public attention. His representatives issued no public statement, leaving countless questions unresolved while investigators continued collecting additional information. When police officers reached the lounge shortly after the shooting, they encountered an incredibly chaotic scene. News reports described cash scattered across the floor, while several women, some believed to be adult entertainers, remained inside the venue. Officers secured the location and immediately started gathering evidence. Investigators recovered 2 different kinds of shell casings, including 9mm and .45 caliber casings, suggesting that multiple firearms may have been involved. They also located an abandoned mobile phone that could become an important piece of evidence as the investigation continues. Another detail from the police report quickly attracted significant public attention. According to investigators, Keion White was not cooperative when officers attempted to interview him. Cases involving celebrities or nightlife frequently become difficult to investigate because witnesses are often reluctant to speak openly. Whether driven by fear, loyalty, or concerns about becoming involved, people sometimes decide to remain silent. That unwillingness to cooperate makes it much more difficult for detectives to identify suspects and build a stronger case. The positive news was that White's injuries were not considered career-ending. The San Francisco 49ers later confirmed that he successfully underwent ankle surgery and is expected to make a full recovery. Even so, the incident raised serious concerns because it marked the second time in fewer than 2 years that a 49ers player had reportedly been shot in San Francisco. The shocking event also sparked conversations about the dangers that can accompany fame, nightlife, and celebrity culture. Many observers pointed out that successful athletes and musicians often find themselves surrounded by massive crowds and intense situations where even minor disagreements can rapidly become dangerous. As the investigation remains ongoing, many important questions still lack clear answers. Meanwhile, discussions from figures like Mays and Cameron continue highlighting the difficult balance between street culture, celebrity status, and the serious consequences that can follow when conflicts become violent. Lil Baby is one of the biggest names in rap, and that means he has plenty to protect. If Cameron and Mays were discussing the situation on their show, they would likely begin by asking one straightforward question. Why was Lil Baby reportedly attempting to enter Kean White's private party in the first place? Was it simply a misunderstanding, or did someone reportedly feel disrespected? Within hip-hop, respect carries tremendous importance. If someone as famous as Lil Baby was reportedly turned away from a party hosted by an NFL player who was still building his reputation, it could understandably create tension. Even if nobody expected the situation to become serious, wounded pride and hurt feelings can sometimes cause disagreements to escalate far beyond what anyone intended. Cameron would likely view the situation through both a street and business perspective. He understands how valuable reputation can be, but he also recognizes that a superstar stands to lose much more than the average person. Mays, who has consistently taken a calmer and more business-focused approach, would probably emphasize personal responsibility. He might suggest that celebrities should avoid placing themselves in potentially dangerous situations. Once someone reaches Lil Baby's level of success, simply being present during a violent incident can harm their public image, even if they did absolutely nothing wrong. That's one of the biggest challenges in situations like this. Although police have not charged Lil Baby, his reported involvement in the argument has linked his name to the story. That connection alone can influence endorsement deals, business partnerships, and public perception. Companies often watch headlines carefully, and negative publicity can leave lasting consequences regardless of how an investigation ultimately ends. Cameron and Mays would almost certainly discuss the unusual details described in the police report. According to reports, while officers were investigating the shooting, adult entertainers inside the club were still picking up dollar bills from the floor. The scene sounded almost unbelievable, more like something from a movie than real life. Cameron, famous for his sense of humor, would probably make light of how the party atmosphere seemed to continue even after everything had unraveled. He might even compare it to one of his own music videos, where luxury, nightlife, and danger often exist side by side. The incident also demonstrates how deeply connected the worlds of professional sports and hip-hop have become. Years ago, athletes and rappers often remained in separate circles, even if they respected one another. Today, they attend the same parties, maintain friendships, collaborate on business ventures, and spend time with many of the same celebrities. While those relationships create exciting opportunities, they also introduce additional risks. If someone within one group becomes involved in trouble, everyone nearby can suddenly find themselves receiving unwanted attention. For Lil Baby, this situation extends beyond whether he was directly involved. Throughout the years, he has built an image as someone who overcame difficult circumstances and transformed his life into a success story. His music frequently focuses on overcoming hardship while creating a better future. Incidents like this can draw him back into conversations surrounding street violence. Even before all the facts become known, critics may use the story to question whether famous artists can ever fully escape their past. While supporters argue that simply being present during an incident does not make someone responsible for it, Cameron understands that challenge extremely well because he faced similar criticism throughout his own career. Even after achieving success in music, fashion, and entertainment, many people continued viewing him only through the lens of his street image. That experience may shape how he views Lil Baby's current situation. Mays would probably focus on another significant issue: the financial impact of the shooting on Keion White. The 49ers player now faces several months of recovery following surgery. Although doctors expect him to return, every missed game carries enormous importance in professional football. An injury can influence performance, future contracts, and career earnings. A gunshot wound to the ankle is not only physically painful, it can also jeopardize a player's long-term future. Mays would likely be grateful that White survived and is expected to recover. However, he might also argue that everyone responsible for creating such a dangerous situation should be held accountable. That accountability extends beyond legal consequences and includes making smarter decisions that protect everyone involved. Another major point of discussion is White's reported lack of cooperation with police. Some people believe this reflects the unwritten street code of remaining silent, while others view it as fear of possible consequences. Cameron might respect the choice not to identify anyone, but he could also question why successful athletes continue spending time in places where violence remains a real possibility. From that perspective, avoiding dangerous situations is usually the smartest decision. As expected, social media immediately erupted with opinions. Some people blame Lil Baby simply because his name appeared in the story, while others defended him by emphasizing that police have not accused him of pulling the trigger. Some fans argue that the 49ers should do more to protect their players away from the field, while others focus on the responsibilities that accompany fame. The timing of the incident made the story even more significant. It unfolded only hours after the Super Bowl, the NFL's biggest event of the year, watched by millions across the globe. News that one of the league's players had been shot at an after-party, reportedly involving a famous rapper, created exactly the type of headline the NFL would rather avoid. It shifted attention away from the game itself and redirected the focus toward violence. Sadly, many people see stories like this as another reminder that fame and wealth cannot guarantee safety. Whether someone is a professional athlete or a chart-topping musician, success can attract attention for both positive and negative reasons. As Keion White begins recovering and Lil Baby continues facing public scrutiny, many questions remain unresolved while the investigation moves forward. The San Francisco 49ers remain optimistic that Keion White will recover in time for the 2026 NFL season. However, ankle injuries are never straightforward, especially for a professional football player whose success depends on speed, balance, and quick movement. Although the surgery was reportedly successful, the rehabilitation process could require several months. White will receive the full support of his teammates, coaches, and medical staff. However, he may also face difficult questions from the organization. Team management will likely want to understand exactly what happened and why he became involved in a situation that ended so violently. Depending on what investigators uncover, the NFL could also speak with him under the league's personal conduct policy. For Lil Baby, the priority is likely protecting both his reputation and career. His legal team is reportedly working carefully behind the scenes to ensure the facts remain clear and that his name is not unfairly associated with crime. At this stage, police have not charged him with any offense. Reports only indicate that he was reportedly involved in the argument that occurred before the shooting. Even so, being connected to such a high-profile case brings enormous public attention. Public opinion can sometimes move much faster than the legal process. Although Lil Baby has not been accused of firing the weapon, many people have already formed their own conclusions. His decision not to release a public statement has only fueled additional speculation. Some people believe remaining silent is the smartest legal strategy because anything said publicly could later become part of the investigation. Others believe silence creates suspicion, even though it does not establish guilt until more evidence becomes available. People will continue debating what truly happened. Investigators are expected to rely heavily on physical evidence. Surveillance cameras inside or around the lounge could provide a crucial timeline of events. The abandoned mobile phone recovered at the scene may also contain valuable information that helps detectives understand what happened before and after the shooting. If video footage clearly captures the argument, identifies the shooter, or reveals anyone carrying a weapon, the investigation could move in an entirely different direction. On the other hand, if the recordings remain unclear and witnesses refuse to cooperate, solving the case could become considerably more difficult. If Cameron and Mays were discussing the situation, they would probably describe it as a lesson for everyone involved. Young athletes sometimes believe attending late-night parties is simply part of the lifestyle that comes with fame. Successful musicians may also assume their popularity offers some level of protection. However, incidents like this demonstrate that celebrity status cannot prevent dangerous situations from unfolding. They would likely point out that violence is often celebrated in music, films, and social media. Yet people are shocked when those same attitudes appear in real life. The line separating entertainment from reality can sometimes become blurred, and this incident is another example of how quickly a celebration can become a tragedy. Cameron, who survived being shot earlier in his own life, would probably place strong emphasis on security. From his perspective, high-profile celebrities should have experienced security teams capable of calming tense situations before they become violent. If you are a world-famous rapper, your security should be able to stop arguments from spiraling out of control. Likewise, if you're hosting a private event as an NFL player, security should be capable of handling unwanted guests professionally without creating unnecessary conflict. Mays would likely take a more thoughtful approach. Over the years, he has frequently spoken about faith, gratitude, and how quickly life can change. He would probably remind everyone that Kean White was fortunate to survive. Although he suffered a serious injury, the outcome could have been far worse. A single bullet can change a person's life forever, and in this case, it could easily have resulted in a much greater tragedy. The incident also serves as a reminder that no amount of money or fame guarantees personal safety. Professional athletes and successful entertainers often appear to live glamorous lives, yet they still face many of the same dangers as everyone else. In some cases, their fame may even place them at greater risk because they attract more attention wherever they go. Looking back at the known facts, the situation remains straightforward in some respects and uncertain in others. Kean White was reportedly shot in the ankle during his own post-Super Bowl party in San Francisco. Reports indicate that an argument involving Lil Baby happened shortly before the shooting. Police recovered shell casings and collected evidence from the scene, but no suspect has been officially identified. White reportedly did not fully cooperate with investigators, making the case even more difficult to solve. Meanwhile, Lil Baby has not been charged with any crime and has not publicly commented on the incident. The 49ers have confirmed that White's surgery was successful and that doctors expect him to recover. Even so, his return to football will depend on how well his rehabilitation progresses over the coming months. As the investigation continues, many important questions remain unanswered. Police are expected to continue reviewing evidence, interviewing witnesses, and examining any surveillance footage that may exist. If new information becomes public or authorities identify a suspect, the story could quickly take another unexpected turn. For now, the biggest lesson remains simple. Life can change within just a few moments. Parties eventually end. Fame does not last forever. Money cannot replace good health or personal freedom. Whether someone is an NFL player, a successful rapper, or an ordinary person, the choices made during a single night can shape the future in ways nobody expects. That is why situations like this remind everyone to make wise decisions, stay aware of their surroundings, and never take another day for granted.